It's football season in Montana, and that means it's hunting season too. Keep your taste buds watering whether you're bow hunting or tailgating by staying stocked up on Alpine Touch. The traditional seasoning is perfect for any and all meat. The barbecue sauce, perfect for your tailgate. And the sunflower seeds, amazing, are ideal for hunting camp or your seat at the football stadium. Available at retail locations around the state or at alpinetouch.com. Alpine Touch, Montana's special spice.
Start with your final thoughts from a great win down in Northern Arizona, headed into the rivalry game, obviously, this week at home.
Yeah, you bet. Certainly it was a good job by our guys going down there and getting the win. We were missing a ton of players due to injury, and they fought their way back out there and battled their tails off and got a convincing win on the road. I didn't realize until after the game, I think, that we hadn't won down there in 10 years or something. So thought we played hard, fast, and physical. I enjoyed watching our team. I enjoyed watching the film yesterday. And so now we're into the Week 11 game. We've dropped the last two to these guys, so we need a win. And that's what it is. I think they're good up front on both sides of the ball. That's where it starts, and should be a heck of a game.
Questions?
Coach, what's been the key to your team building the momentum you have this last month heading into this matchup?
You know, I don't think there's any one thing because we've been so banged up. It's been, make some plays here, make some plays there, and really more is just I think it's just the competitiveness of our group and finding ways to get the job done. I don't think it's been any real specific thing. Colt.
When we talked in the summer and during fall camp, you said you loved these guys, their ability to go compete every single day. How much has that helped you get to this point?
Well, like I just mentioned, I think that's kind of the competitiveness piece is probably what's carried us.
Bobby, just that resilience, fighting through all the injuries, is that maybe the way you would describe this group so far through this season?
Yeah, I think again, it goes back to the word I'd use is competitive. It's one I've used here the last few minutes. They love to play. They're competitive, and I'm sure we'll be excited to go out there this weekend.
For Jace and Dylan, we'll start with Jace. Just obviously, you guys growing up in the state of Montana, just this game's obviously such a big deal. So for both of you guys growing up, what were some of your favorite memories? What are some of the games that kind of stands out to you when you think of this rivalry game?
I mean, all of them growing up. You as a kid, you just wait till this week to watch those games, and I mean, I came to a few growing up too, and they're high intensity, and I mean, it's just a fun game to be a part of now.
Kind of same as Jace. There's a lot that I've watched over the years, and can't pick out one specific memory, but I know the two that stick in my mind the most, and they're the most recent ones, and we're just trying to right that ship.
Bobby, I'm wondering a little bit about Montana State's running attack. Without knowing the health of their running backs, they seem to find a lot of room a couple years ago running two-back stuff. Have other teams tried that against you, and have you had to make an adjustment to different running styles throughout the year without seeing every game?
Go ahead. One more time, Fritzy.
I'm wondering about teams running two-backs at you, and I think Montana State did that a couple years ago with success. Other teams may have tried it. I don't know how successful they were.
Yeah, some teams have run some split back stuff against us, not real true I formation, but more West Coasty type split back stuff. Some of it's been effective. I mean, to date this year, nobody's been all that effective running the ball against us.
Jace, on that note, why you guys been so good against the run this year?
I mean, I gotta give the D-line a lot of credit. They eat up a lot of double teams, and our secondary has done a great job covering guys when we go in the different coverages and such. So, I mean, it allows the linebackers to flow free to the ball, and I think that's been the key.
Early on, what has given Montana State success running the ball, and what's your mentality to try to slow that down this week?
Yeah, I mean, they do run the ball pretty well, and they have a good O-line, like Coach mentioned, and I think that allows them to get a push and get to the second level.
Cam, I know you probably haven't looked at it much, but what's your evaluation of the Bobcat defense, particularly the front? They get a lot of pressure. It seems like that's kind of the way that their defense operates.
Yeah, no, I've watched a handful of them. They're a good team all around. We got our work cut out for us, but I think so do they.
Cam, as a guy not from Montana, what have you kind of learned as far as the rivalry, like when you got here and getting your first start against those guys? Like, what's the excitement level?
Yeah, I mean, just hearing Jace and Cookie talk about, growing up here, it's a big deal. I've been here for a handful of years now, and it's, one of the biggest games I've ever been a part of, and I'm really looking forward to starting in it this year.
I guess for any of the players, how do you kind of like embrace everything that is the rivalry and throughout the week, but also not make sure that it's a distraction?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's aware of the rivalry across the board, but at the end of the day, it's just another game that we got to go prepare for and do our best day to day throughout the week, trying to put together the best plan we can.
Yeah, like Cam said, we kind of just try to treat it just like another game. Just have the same routine as throughout the week as we would any other game, and just prepare for it the same.
What's it like as players being able to participate in a game that has such importance? Because there's a lot of college football players across the nation that don't get to play in any kind of game like this.
There's really nothing like it. I still think I have yet to see Washington Grizzly at its max full capacity, and I think that's what it's going to be at Saturday, and it's going to be loud and rowdy, and we plan on putting on a show.
Dylan, what's your evaluation of Montana State's defensive front?
I think they're excellent. I think they got a lot of speed, they got a lot of power, and I think it'll be a good test for us.
And Coach, same question. I mean, how much is the front play to Montana State key to what they do defensively?
They do a good job. 44's got 10 sacks or something. He plays really hard. He's got good speed. I like their front. I think they're good.
For Dylan and for Jace, I'm just wondering there's no freshman or sophomore that's played in this game, and really the first time in the history of it that there's been a 2-year layoff. How do you kind of put the game in perspective for some of the freshmen and sophomores that didn't grow up in Montana and maybe don't yet have a full appreciation of what the game means?
There's something Coach Hauck likes to say, and it's when we're this far in the season, there's no such thing as a freshman anymore. So we kind of expect them to be ready. Like, they know the history behind it, and they know that it's going to be, a tough game and a hard-fought game, and we just expect them to come ready.
Yeah, like Cook said, I mean, they've already been here for 2 years. They already know what the game's about, so they'll be ready. They'll be ready to go.
Bobby, better be. There's a lot of them playing it.
As someone who grew up around the rivalry, I'm curious what the excitement level is for you to have the game back after not having it last year, and just how did you handle not having that rivalry game last November?
Well, shoot, we didn't have any games, so that was hard to handle. It wasn't much fun around here last fall. You were all sitting around just like we were. Beyond that, go ahead and ask what is it you wanted again?
Just the excitement level for you as someone who grew up around the rivalry.
I'm excited for every game. I'm excited on Monday every week. Really excited on Saturday, and certainly growing up around this, I'm like these guys. I grew up around this rivalry game. It's been fun to be a part of.
And I was curious, what stands out about Montana State's their linebackers on film when you watch each of them?
I don't know. I mean, their defense is good. Like you said, their defense is good. They aren't giving up very many points.
And then back at the 2019 game, you said everything surrounding the game, the state of the rivalry, had gotten out of hand a little bit. I'm curious how you feel about it now, 2 years later.
Well, we haven't played it since then, so nothing's probably changed.
Bobby, just to follow up on, obviously you growing up around the game and having a long family line, participating in this game too, just what are some of your favorite memories from coaching, watching as someone growing up in the state? What kind of stands out about this game to you?
I think the thing that stands out is that both sides of it are passionate about it. People care about the outcome, and that's what kind of makes it what it is. I mean, people care. I think people care here in Missoula and across Montana about how the Griz play every weekend, but it's probably magnified a bit in this one.
Bobby, what's the most challenging or I guess the most striking part about coaching in one of these games for the first time?
I don't know. You know, our perspective is it's about us. So I don't remember the first time I coached in it much. It's a long time ago.
And Cam, I know you guys
1988, I think.
1988, I think that's right. Cam, I know you guys have got some guys back at running back, but what have you thought of Junior Bergen and his ability to contribute? Because I don't think that anybody really expected him to be the leading rusher in the season coming into this game.
Yeah, you know, Junior's a heck of a player. You know, you saw him a little bit at receiver this last game, and, you know, you've seen him at running back as well. You know, you got to give him credit for coming in and working his tail off. You know, we got other guys in the room as well that can make plays. You know, personally, I'm really proud of him, just the effort that he's put in week to week.
Hey, Bobby, Robbie was named the National Defensive Player of the Week today. I was curious when you went back and...
Thanks for letting me know, Tapes.
Both, Big Sky and National. I did find out about an hour after they went out.
Awesome. Good news. Probably the only one in the room that didn't know that. Anyway, go ahead, Fred.
When you went back and watched the film, what stood out to you about his play this past Saturday?
I don't know. He kind of played like he does, but he tackled really well. I thought he played really hard, and you know, he just made a lot of plays, obviously.
Kind of
with his buddy. There's a lot of guys made a lot of plays in that one.
Connection to you that Bryce Carver at Hamilton and Dane Oliver at Sentinel, they have their teams playing for the state titles this week, and I'm curious what it means to you as a coach to see guys who played for you go on to have the type of success they have had coaching.
Well, you know, I think the fact that they mimic some things we do in terms of how they run their programs, pretty flattering, and obviously we like to see our guys having success, and you know, good luck to those guys certainly this weekend. Those are guys that we see throughout the year, though, so they know we wish them well.
Coach, when they do have some injuries at running back from this last week, so you're not exactly sure how snaps go or what, does that make it a little bit more challenging in preparation because you're not necessarily sure what they might throw at you in case guys don't play?
Yeah, I think, I mean, we watched it. I wouldn't put too much into that. I'm pretty sure that I think Afonso is as good a running back as there is in the league, and I think he's playing. I'll be shocked if he's not out there.
We obviously, everybody talks about the running game, but they've kind of got a deep passing attack, in particular to McCutcheon at 86. Maybe what you've kind of seen from him on film as he's kind of broken out his senior year?
Yeah, it really starts with their run game. Everything's built off of that. They're running the ball really well. It's going to be a tall order to slow that down, and everything starts off of that.
Anybody else? All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
At Blackfoot Communications, our mission is to connect people, businesses, and communities to their networks in Montana and beyond. Through Blackfoot sponsorships, local ambassadors, and public programs, we support initiatives such as the Emergency Broadband Benefit, fiber deployments, and community events. For information on our commitment to improving our communities with fast, reliable, and secure internet access, go to blackfootcommunications.com/news.